And one more. Okay, just reach down the side of your thigh, your hip, and just start to reach out to the side. So you're reaching away from you. Four more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place your hands on your shoulders and just start to circle round. So just making small circles at the moment to begin with. And change direction. Okay, release the hands, make the circles a little bit bigger. Right up to your ears and back, right up to your ears and back. And roll them forward. And then if you can, circle the arms all the way around. If not, just go back to the previous circles that you were doing. So need this today. And circle forward. Okay, give yourself a big hug and open. Big hug and open. Two more. One more. Hands on your hips, just circle the hips round. So push forward and push the bum back. You might get a few creaking, cracking noises. Just air being pushed out from between your joints, especially in your back. Change direction. Hold it in the center for me. Just come down into a small squat and back up. So just mobilizing the knee joint. We've done the shoulders, we've done the hips. Three more. 3, 2, and 1. Just reach across. Lift up the toe, lift up the heel as you rotate. And take a little squat as you come through the center. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to the center. Reach over. Slight bend in your knees. Make sure those knee joints aren't locked out. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. And just circle. Oof, circle the ankles, so a few circles each direction. Place the feet back on the floor, drop the chin to your chest, roll your shoulders back, push your fingertips towards the floor. So you should be feeling a lengthening, elongating through the back of the neck, and feel it going as you push your shoulder blades into their pockets. Feel it stretching down there as well. And lift up. Keeping your shoulders level. Just take the ear over to one side, to the shoulder. So you're not leaning, they're dead level. If you want to feel this a little bit more, take the hand up Just gently ease the head over. And release. Change sides. Ease it over, don't force it. Feel the stretch. And back up. Drop the chin back down, lift back up. Turn one way to the center. Turn the opposite way to the center, chin down. Just semicircle. Don't let the head go back. Don't compress the last few discs of your spine into the neck. Think long and lengthened. And release. Okay, coming into some monkey swings. Don't do these if you have any dish. If you've got any dish problems or plates, any disc problems. So you swing through and up. And up. Big breathe out. And in. Breathe out. And in. Circle your arms back. Okay, just roll down halfway. Cup your elbow in your opposite hand. And just take elbow to opposite knee and then take a look up towards the ceiling on that side. And back to center, changing sides. And back to center. If you can, walk your fingers down the thighs. If you can get your fingertips on the floor, great. If you can get your palms on the floor, super. If you can just reach to your knees, make sure you're not pushing on the knees or putting any weight on the knees. If you're only coming halfway, you want your hands on your thighs. Tuck the chin into the chest, look through the gap between your feet, and just pick one heel up off the floor and change. One heel up off the floor and change. Just pedal through the feet. Four, three, two, one. Both heels on the floor. Just walk your hands round to the sides of the feet. Stay facing forward. If you're here, you want to just pop your hands on your thighs or your calf, depending on your flexibility. Make sure the feet stay facing forwards. Walk them through the center, round to the opposite side. Just be aware you will have flexibility better on one side than the other. Perfectly normal. Bring your hands back to center. Bend the knees and come down onto your mat. Just want to see who's joined. Yasmina, Sarah, look at my face, can't see, and Sarah. Okay, come down onto your mat then. Take your feet out, legs out in front of you. Yeah, just drop your chin to the chest. Start to roll through the spine. Just make a C curve with the spine. Turn this way so you can see. You're just making a Pilates C curve. Arms by the side of your legs. If you can get your arms to the floor, lower down. Don't force it. And lift back up. Okay, lengthen through the crown of the head. We're going to tip from the hips rather than the back. Take the arms up and lengthen forwards. So just reach as far forward as you can without this. So without rounded just yet, reach forward. If you you can, pop the palms of your hands on the soles of your feet. Now it's nothing to do with being a midget like me. Your arms and legs are in proportion usually to your body. So if you tighten those hamstrings and hip flexors, that's going to show here. Just relax into your stretch. Start to bend the elbows and round through the spine now. So just breathe in and out as normal. When the tension releases, you should find you can go a little bit further. Just let this upper body become heavy. And release. Coming all the way up. Okay, take one foot, place the sole of the foot on the inside of this straight leg, on the inside of the thigh. Okay, once again, take a breath in. As you breathe out, come forward. Hold that there. Slowly lower your hands down to the floor. If this knee starts to creep upwards, just lift yourself up a little bit. Focus on lowering that knee. Breathe into the stretch. And again, if and when that tension releases slightly, you can just take it a little bit further, a little bit at a time. Don't overstretch, don't force the stretch. So we're really opening up into the hip here. And let's lift up. Now, either we go down and do that again, or the next stage, take the foot over the thigh. If you've got any problems with your knees, you may find this difficult and need to come back down to the previous level with your foot on the inside of the thigh. Take a breath in, breathe out. Imagine someone's pulling the end of your fingers and pulling you forward. So can you feel that going into the glute or the outer hip, the outer thigh here? Take all over the foot, the front foot if you can. Try to keep this foot that's crossed over facing forwards. And lift up. Release that leg, just give them a shake out. And we change sides. Remember, one side's going to be easier than the other. Sit up tall on your sitting bones, lengthen through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, breathe out as you come forward. Again, if you can reach for that foot, reach for that foot. This knee wants to be as close to the floor as you can get it. If it means you've got to come up a little bit to lower the knee, come up. And again, slowly lift up. Cross the foot over. Keep the toes facing forward. Now this is my bad knee, so I won't be able to go far. I might come back down, in fact. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Exhale as you come forward. Oh, since I've been taking that turmeric, 100% better movement in my knees, better flexibility. Bring the soles of the feet together. them in towards your groin, sat up nice and tall, and just gently pushing the knees down towards the floor. Keep that chin nodded in slightly, elongate the back of the neck, lengthen through the crown of the head, shoulders back and down into their pockets, and gently just ease the hips open. And if it releases, you can take that down a little bit further. Yasmina, if you're still here, I know your knees will be touching the floor. And a little bit further if you can. Excellent, and release. Ooh, just come into the hurdler stretch. You can take this leg back if you want and open up that hip flex, but I'm going to stretch the hip flexors separately. So 90 degrees, ankle to knee, knee to hip. Same with the back leg, knee to hip, heel underneath. Just drop the chest forward. You'll feel this straight away in the butt cheek of your front leg. Again, just come down as far as is comfortable for you. Just relax. Breathe into the stretch and you'll feel it ease off. Hands to walk yourself back up, swing it round and change sides. So set up your alignment 90 degrees. Again, use the hands to walk yourself forward. Take a breath in, breathe out, exhale, come down into your stretch. Again, just breathe in and out as normal. Allow your body to relax into the stretch. And start to lift up the head. Use the hands to walk yourself back in and into that hip flexor stretch. So if you've got any problems with your knees, you may find this difficult, but if you get the weight right in the right place, it's achievable. I've got arthritic knees and I can still lean onto them and do this. So don't let this knee go over the toes to begin with, and you want to be as though you're trying to get this front thigh to the floor, yeah? If you can, sit up, nice and tall. So hip flexors, once they're tight, start to stoop over. You get a anterior tilt of your pelvis, so your bum goes back, your hip bones come forwards. Okay, if you can, drop the hands to the floor. Take the leg a little bit further back. And then just sit back to lengthen down the back of this thigh. So the hamstring is stretching. Take your toes up to the ceiling. What can you feel happen when you take your toes up to the ceiling? You should feel that stretch extend into your calf. It can be a hamstring attaches in a cross shape across the back of the knee, attaches onto the calf muscle. So which is why when you point the toes, we'll draw them in here into dorsiflexion. You get a bit of a stretch into the calf as well. Just allow your bum to come down towards that leg that's on the floor. And lift back up. If you can, take this leg all the way forward now. You've lengthened through the hamstring. You've opened up the hip flexor. Oh gosh, I've got tight over lockdown. Can't take my hands off the floor. Don't worry if you're not down here. And release. Just sit back on your heels. And lift back up. Step your opposite leg forward. Lift up, hands on thighs, not on knee. And push that back hip. So you're trying to get the thigh down to the floor. Hip flexor stretch. Okay, hands down to the floor. Sit back to open up this hamstring, lengthen through the hamstring, take the toes up, feel the stretch extend into the calf, lower down towards that leg. Just breathe in and out as normal, don't hold your breath, you're just holding the stretch. Either stay here or extend that leg forward. Oh, this one's even tighter. The left. Keep the elbows nice and soft. And lift up. Sit back on your heels. Okay, lift back up. Step your right leg in front. Just going to turn around so you can see. So you've stepped your right leg in front. One hand by the side. Now take this hand through and down on the floor if you can. So you've got one hand either side of your foot. Just try not to let this knee drop out too far. Make sure the foot is flat on the floor. You're not overextending that knee joint past the toes. Change sides. So big step forward, hand down, it's the opposite hand to the leg, and then the hand for the same side of the leg, pop that down. If you can't, you can pop them both here like so. You can even lower down a little bit more. You'll feel that into this glute here and your hamstring, inner thigh, so your adductor. And release. Let's lift it back in. Sit back on your heels. and lift back up. Tabletop, so knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, chin to the chest. Push your back up and towards the ceiling, into a cat stretch. Really push, 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 push up. Take your bum towards your heels, but don't let it touch. Just walk your hands, fingertips forward, spread the fingers, and just push down into the mat. Feel this stretching the upper part of your back into your shoulder blades. Walk your hands back in. Okay, if you usually sat at a desk all day, you're going to appreciate this. Take your hand out to the side. Yeah. Lower your chest down towards the floor. Pop your ear on the mat and then just look up to your opposite shoulder. As you've got into that, you lift up slightly from the floor and you'll feel that stretch intensify. Push your hand into the floor as though you're trying to push it away from you. Trying to push the floor away from you. And lift up. Switch it over. What am I doing? I'm doing a thread and a needle. Take the hand out to the side. Lower your head down, lower your ear down, relax your arm down. So you've got into position. Now just lift up and push your hand into the floor. Look up over your shoulder behind you. Spread those fingers wide. Push the hand into the floor. And release. Now we're going to thread the needle. So, reach between the arm and the leg, shoulder, ear on the floor. If that's enough for you, that's fine. If not, take this hand up and the palm, push it away from you. Push it away from you. Try to look up without lifting your head. Just let the eyes gaze to the fingertips up in the air. Great, another nice stretch through your back, opening up your internal, external obliques slightly. And release. Changing sides. Yeah, tighter this way, definitely. Down onto your bum. Favourite. Make sure you're still drinking plenty of water even though we're only doing the stretch. Didn't use the band after all, did I? Okay, take the legs wide, toes to the ceiling. One hand on the floor in front. Just grow tall. And rotate through a spine twist. Remember to sit up nice and tall. You're on your sitting bones. You're not slouched like this. Even lengthen through the crown of the head. Excuse me. And change sides. Hands on the floor. Here we go. Walk the hands forward. When you feel you can't come any further because of your adductors, your inner thighs or your hamstrings or your hip flexors, you just hold it there. Just relax. as with all the other stretches, when the tension eases off, instead of, you can walk your hands further forward or bend the elbows. Still doesn't mean your forearms have to be on the floor, but if they can, they're down on the floor. Again, just relax it here. Your brain will tell you that the tension is easing off. When it does, just lower down. Again, just a little bit further. Don't expect to come too far too soon. That's the problem with this. You can't just go from top to bottom. Just take the arms out. You can pop your hands around your feet. Remember, if it's eased a little bit more, even 1 centimetre more is called progression. Use your hands to walk yourself up. Could stay down there all night. Bring the legs in. Just roll over onto your back. Relax your whole body. Let the ankles drop, the feet out. Let your wrists turn the palms in. Drop your chin to your chest. Close the eyes. Let your tongue just drop to the bottom of your mouth. Let your jaw hang heavy. Just relax there. Imagine you're laid on a beautiful white beach with completely clear blue sea splashing around your feet. Switch off your mind from everything that you're going through at the moment. Just imagine for this 1 to 2 minutes, got a care in the world, not got any problems or issues to get up to. You're totally, completely relaxed. In your favourite place. I bet you can smell coconuts, even if it is just your sun cream. You can hear the sea crashing against the rocks, trickling back out from your feet, and a nice gentle breeze as we come into the evening fall. your eyes. Start to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Move your arms and legs. Just have a little wriggle about. I'm just going to spin round. So having a little wriggle about. I want you to bend in your knees into your chest. Take the hands behind, get that lumbar spine into the floor and just roll from side to side. Give the back a little massage, release. Roll onto your right side so that your heart's on the left. The blood flow is a lot easier travelling downhill than uphill. And then just use your hands to walk yourself up into sitting position. Have a moment before you come to standing. You can either come up through the Pilates roll down, or again, if you have any disc or back problems, just come up from the floor how you would normally get up from the floor. Lift up your shoulders, roll them back, fingertips and... Well, that killed that moment, didn't it? Roll your shoulders back, fingertips to the floor.